people underestimate how good a coach Mike Vrabel is, bro.
They do it every year, man. They underestimate our physicality. They underestimate what a run game, elite run game can do to you. They underestimate what our defense is. They do it every single season. They just think they see Tannehill and our little receiving core and think that we just not gonna win nothing.
People gotta understand as well. I mean, everybody wants to win the Super Bowl. It's a process to get there. When you on a mission or whatever, I mean, you set goals. That's why I always mention, hey man, we need to worry about winning this division, get to the playoffs. Ain't nobody selling for mediocrity. All that foolishness y'all say.
So I got a dream that I'm gonna be at the top of the scene. On every screen, making my presence something to be seen, yeah. I'll make them all see that I could be anything I wanna be. If you got a dream, then you need persistence and lots of belief, yeah. Yo, don't take that negative energy, I replace that. I just wanna be me, I don't fake that. I just wanna be free, yeah, chase that. I got a new obsession, it's helping and teaching and giving everyone a lesson. It's living and winning and building something that's impressive. I don't wanna do the same thing, I wanna be progressive, so I'ma make a new me, a new beast, a true fiend. He's everything that he wants to be. Look in the mirror, what he wants to see is a dude looking back at me. I stay on track, yeah, track things. I'm setting goals, life hacking. I'm steady stacking. I see myself being happy. A better me with a strategy that I'm attacking.
Yes, sir! Welcome to the Titans Coliseum podcast, man. You know who I am. I'm in the building with Firestone and RJ, a.k.a. Mickey Mouse, who's in hiding right now. But you got to come out, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, y'all ready for this, bro?
Oh, man, I've been ready all day, bro. Yes!
Man, yeah.
This is gonna be a long show.
This is gonna be a
bow tie on, man.
Yes. Bro, this is going to be a great show. Oh my god.
Man, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Yeah.
Before we start the show off, man, we just gonna take a second to look at RJ, man. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. What was you thinking when you made that bet, dog?
Man, I really thought that, you know, so for everybody that doesn't know that's watching the show is that I bet that the Tennessee Titans wasn't going to, the Tennessee Titans were going to have Ryan Tannehill as their starting quarterback come week 1. And I bet Firestone. So whoever lost, yeah, had to put on the Mickey Mouse costume, and here I am in the Mickey Mouse costume. So, hey, it is what it is, man. It happens to the best, though.
Oh, bro, when you made that bet, I tried to... Bro, when you made that bet with me, I went to Amazon immediately and started looking at Mickey Mouse costumes, and I was like, which one's going to make us look the most ridiculous on camera? And this one won by a land shot, and it's not disappointing at all.
Yeah, man, it's different, man. I ain't never did this before.
Hey,
oh,
man,
yeah,
RJ
definitely.
RJ Stone said respect for rocking it, man.
Yeah, man, I'm my word, man. If I lose a bet, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So I just go ahead and rock it for the show, man. It's gonna be funny, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. They say they're gonna clown you on the fan battle page. you know somebody screenshotting it right now, man.
It is what it is, man. I mean, it's through Rosary, man. They have to lose a bet.
Mr. Jones said, it got a tail on it.
Nah, I ain't no tail on it.
Hey,
I got the red pants though. Look, hold on.
Hey, if it did have a tail, we wouldn't ask you to show it, man. Ain't about that.
No.
We need a picture of you in this full picture. We need a picture, you know, that way we can post it and everything. So yes, we see the pants, the outfit, the whole get up.
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm getting ready for Halloween, bro. It took me like 10 minutes to put this on. I was like, man, this is ridiculous. Like,
But hey, look at it like this right here. You got a Halloween party to go through, shoot. You got your outfit.
nah, I ain't rocking this in no Halloween party. You ain't getting me.
Man, you got to, man. Save some money, man. You ain't got to go out and spend no more money on no costumes or nothing like that, man. You can just show up and, hey, do your thing.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy it's not my turn. No, I'm gonna be cautious because I know that like whatever next bet we make between any of us on here, I know that this Mickey Mouse costume is gonna be involved with it. So I'm gonna make sure to watch what I say and not put my foot in my mouth because I know you're ready to get that suit off your hands quick as hell.
God, I can't wait. I'm waiting for the end of this show, man. It's gonna be a long show. It's gonna be a long show.
Hey, what Mickey Mouse said.
Hey, but anyway, at least I held up on my end of the bargain, man. So it happened.
The man of your word. That's good, man.
Yo, what's happening with you, man? What's happening to everybody out there watching, man? We gonna go ahead and get things started, cause we won. We got a game coming up, man. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. I mean, shoot, you already know what we done went throughout the all season. I mean, we done had our highs, lows, our highs again, and then lows again. Now, I mean, we here, but we're gonna go ahead and get the show started. Injury report for this week. I mean, it looks fine. I mean, we still got Harold Landry that's questionable. It's also Dylan Raiders, he's questionable. On the Saints side, they ruled out Traquan Smith, TJ Gray, and that running back Keandre Miller, he's listed as questionable despite not practicing all week. And also for the Titans, Trey Avery has officially been ruled out. RJ 5-star, y'all got anything y'all want to say about the injury report?
This probably one of the better injury reports we're gonna get all season, man. We only got one player out. You mean to tell me it's only one?
Yeah. I mean, minus the Burks and Phillips that we already know, but yeah, man, it's kind of a good, decent injury report from what we've been used to in the past. So it's kind of exciting because, like, I don't know for y'all, but for me, it's been so bad when injury reports come up that anytime it's like, okay, I know injury reports going to be coming out on Friday. Who's available for the game? My anxiety gets up. I'm like, oh, who we going to have? Who done got hurt through the week that they try to keep under wraps? So I was happy to see this list when it came out that it wasn't too many people on there. I'm glad that they was playing it safe with Harold Landry as well. I know a lot of people was concerned about that. Excuse me, but I'm glad that they played it safe with him so that way he could come back and play in this game as well.
Yeah, man, it sounds like they're not going to be holding Harold Landry back, though. I mean, everything I've heard, I mean, the man out there doing his thing. Of course, they gave him some maintenance days here and there, but other than that, they said, hey, he looking like Harold Landry up out there, man. So we'll see Sunday, man, what the team looks like, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And we're gonna get into the key matchups right now that's going on with the game, because we got quite a few matchups that we need to look at. And the first matchup we're gonna get to is D-Hop versus Lattimore. And we're gonna go ahead and let Mickey Mouse. We're gonna go ahead and let Mickey Mouse talk his talk, man. D-Hop versus Lattimore, man. How you feeling about it?
Let's go for. I think D-Hop, he got something to prove, man. You heard the comments from D-Hop, man, this offseason, man, talking about he tried to hit up, so I guess they tried to hit up the Cowboys, 49ers, Giants, and all these other teams in the NFC, and nobody wanted him. And he feel like he got a chip on his shoulder, man. He got to show something this game, man. The perfect corner for him to show it on is Marshawn Lattimore. So I got D-Hop winning it. No bias, obviously, but we'll see.
And before we get to Firestone, man, I'm going to go ahead and throw this graphic up here, man. Like RJ said, DeAndre Hopkins, he had an interview with GQ where he talked about a number of things, and he stated that, they was calling around, asking different teams, you need my services or whatnot. And a guy decided he wanted to crack a joke. Now he had to know that DeAndre Hopkins was gonna clap back because that's all he been doing throughout the off season is clapping back at people. And I love to see it. And when I seen this earlier, I said, yes, this is what we need. Keep that same energy, bring that energy into Sunday. Make them pay for it, man. And you see the guy said DeAndre Hopkins was calling teams begging for a job. DeAndre said DeAndre agent called teams like any free agent should, but I hear Subway is looking for a new Jerry.
Right, no,
go ahead.
Man, it's good to see him clap back. It's kind of fun to see because it's been so silent. It kind of gives them the media something to kind of talk about us in here. And I love that D-Hop came in here with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, we already kind of knew he had a chip on his shoulder, and we kind of asked some of the questions like, well, why didn't he go to these teams or this and that? So now it's clearing up. He reached out. They didn't reach out back to him, so that made it even a bigger chip on his shoulder. So I'm excited to see what he's going to come out here and do because not only did he have to prove that, he ain't washed up like everybody was trying to say he was, but for a lot of teams that he reached out to and they wanted to ignore him, he wants to go out there and stunt and show on you that like, oh, this is what you missed out on. You could have had a good player. And who better than to come out and do it on a good DB, Marshawn Lattimore. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a challenge, but I expect D-Hop to come out here in his debut as a Titan and truly show out, especially as much as this passing game is going to come out to be for this team. Like our passing has been mediocre at the best in the past. So I know that they're trying to come out and do a little bit more change, and I want to see D-Hop come out here and shine on Marshawn Lattimore.
Man, before I get to my comments about the matchup, hey, it depends on who Mickey Mouse is. If it's RJ, I'm putting my money on RJ all day, man. I mean, I'm betting the house on my brother, man. But anybody else, I mean, I got to rock with T-Rack, man, for obvious reasons. But about this matchup right here, man, I mean, yeah, D-Hop is hungry. And everybody knows how Marshawn Lattimore plays the game. I mean, he plays the game with a lot of emotion. I mean, he's going to get up in your grill. He's going to mug you. He's going to be there all game long. And multiple people have been talking about, those battles that he had with Mike Evans down in the NFC South. And I expect, one of them type of battles on Sunday, man, because, I mean, you got two hungry individuals that's going to do battle. One guy trying to prove that, he still got it. And the other guy is like, hey, man, I'm at the top of my game. Anybody in front of me is getting shut down. But, yeah, man, I mean, I'm most definitely looking forward to that battle right there. And
D-Hop's looking forward to it, man. Because he's the type of player that embraces challenge, kind of like what we talked about when Bo was on the team or on the show, right? Is that he was talking about how some players just see that challenge and love it, want to attack it full on. So, man, D-Hop is coming out with all the love for having this as a battle on week one.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And the next key matchup I'm gonna get to is Fulton versus either Olave or Michael Thomas. In my opinion, I think he's gonna see more of Michael Thomas, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Firestone first before I give my comments about that matchup right there.
I need to see something from our DBs, no matter who they're covering this week. Like whether they have people shadowing, following every man, or they just zone in their sides of the field. That was our biggest weakness on for our defense last year. We had the best run defense, but the worst pass defense last year. So come out here, whether you want Olave or however you say his name, or Michael Thomas. You make sure that you're covering. You ain't giving up no space. If the ball is in play, you make a play on the ball. You make a play on the receiver. You don't give up an inch. You stick to this man like white on rice, and you do your job and your assignment. Stick to your zones. If you're in man coverage, stick to your man to his hip. So I just want to see them come out and perform better than last year because that was our biggest weakness. I know this D-line is going to come out and it's going to wreak havoc on that O-line, and they're going to give them the opportunities for the DBs to do something, but the DBs are at the end of the day going to have to make some plays because that's our biggest question mark on defense for me.
All right, RJ, before we get to you, man, Antoine Berry said, I don't think he practiced all week due to an ankle. I mean, he's dealing with an ankle, but he was actually limited Wednesday, and he was a full participant Thursday and today. So, I mean, looks like he's going to be good to go. But, RJ, how you feeling about this matchup right here?
Yeah. I think our secondary is really going to get tested. I mean, we got not only do they have Chris Olave, they got Michael Thomas too, man. And I just feel like those two guys. We don't know what Michael Thomas we're going to get. We don't know if we're going to get a hurt one or the Michael Thomas of old with Drew Brees. And I just look at it like this, man. The secondary better come to play because I think the D line is going to do a good job in their run game. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities. We're going to see what our secondary about this season, right off of week one. As in for Fulton, Chris Olave gonna get his plays, bro. That boy good, bro. Y'all gonna see on Sunday that he can most definitely get open, no matter who the corner is. But at the end of the day, man, I still think that we're good enough to get this W, and we're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, and they got Jimmy Graham back in there over there at the Saints as well, too.
Yeah, man. This matchup right here, man. I'm not so much worried about Michael Thomas. I mean, sure, he has to be accounted for, but I mean, he doesn't strike fear in me like he once did. Mm-hmm. But Chris Olave, I mean, this secondary, man, they got to be on top of things, man, because I mean, this dude right here, I mean, he's a smooth sailor, man, and if you allow him to have a day, he will have a day. And pretty much the Saints, I mean, shoot, they got some good pass catchers. I mean, that's pretty much the strength or one of the strengths of their team is the pass catcher. So, man, honestly, I would like to see Sean Murphy-Bunting covering Olave. I mean, Fulton, if I see him on Fulton, I really don't know. I'd rather see Fulton on Michael Thomas all throughout the game, but I would take my chances on Sean Murphy-Bunting.
I mean, who's longer though? Ain't Michael Thomas longer than Olave? A little like ain't Olave a little smaller? Ain't Mike Thomas 6'6", something like that? I think.
Yeah, Michael. So Thomas, I mean, he's the bigger of the two, most definitely.
Because like Christian Fulton really don't have size, if I don't remember correctly, right? He be coming up short a lot of times. So I would but to your point though, that because Michael Thomas probably is the one that ain't got enough on there to be, to not have to be at the capability of doing as much damage to him as Olave was. So yeah, I get your point, but man, that's going to be a stretch. If Derek Carr can put the ball where it needs to be, he's going to put it out of reach of Fulton every single time, and right where Michael Thomas can grab it because he just ain't going to have that reach.
Hey, everybody in the chat, man, let's send a big tighten up to Eva Gomez and her family, man. I mean, tighten up. I mean, we with you all the way. We family. We family. So, I mean, prayers up to you and your family. But
absolutely.
We got my cuz in the building, man. What's going on with your cuz, man? Cuz been supporting the show, man. He a Giants fan, man. I mean, he ain't a Titan fan at all, but I mean, he rocked with the movement, man. He don't never had nothing bad to say about the Titans unless we're going against the Giants, man. And he was both definitely celebrating when the Giants beat us last year, man. But yeah, cuz Michael Thomas and Chris Olave. I mean, like I said, it's more Chris Olave than Thomas for me, but Thomas most definitely got to get accounted for. And Mr.
Yeah.
Jones said Michael Thomas only runs slant routes. I mean, I feel much better with Fulton, Gordon, Thomas for the simple fact that Fulton usually does pretty good against the bigger wide receivers. I mean, I know somebody's about to holler out AJ Brown, which I mean, come on. I mean, it's an exception. I mean, we already know what was going on with that. But I mean, you got to remember too that Fulton, you know, he also had a battle with DK Metcalf, and he pretty much locked up DK Metcalf to the point that, you know, he kind of got Metcalf out of character, man. So I mean, definitely do not sleep on Fulton because I mean he definitely has the potential to take Michael Thomas out of the game. And
that DK point's a good point, bro. That DK point's a real good point.
Right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Titans offensive line versus the Saints defensive line, in which, you know, this right here is going to make or break us, and it's crazy. And I'm gonna get to it later on, but it's kind of crazy. But man, our offensive line, man. I mean, you kind of gotta pray for the best. I mean, pray for the best, but you know, expect the worst because I mean, the Saints' interior defensive line, not so much worried about. I'm worried about people like DeMario Davis. I'm worried about Cam Jordan, and you know the Saints. I mean, they got some good pass rushers and exterior linemen, man. I mean, that right there could cause a problem for our offensive line. I mean, yeah. I mean, we got Peter Skoronski, but I mean, how much can Peter Skoronski do as a rookie? I mean, that right there says something. I mean, we got a number of veterans throughout this line, but you know, we're looking for Peter Skoronski to, you know, be the guy to hold things down. In which, I mean, we're in a pretty sad state. But I will say this though: if the Titans go about this the right way, our offensive line can be productive. I'm just saying, man. I mean, they really can be productive against this defensive line of the Saints. Well,
Yeah,
what y'all tripping?
My bad.
No, his dad came in. His dad came in and said, "What the you wearing?"
Oh man! Wow.
I said, bro, I'm trying my business. My dad for the he went and got my little brother and my little sister. It was like he said, go in there and look and see what he got on.
That's great.
It's gonna be a long show, y'all. It's gonna be a long
20 minutes in, bro.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
But with the offensive line, you know, it's definitely going to be a battle for them because like you said, they got Cam Jordan out there. They got a good pass rush that they're going to come with, and not only they got Honey Badger in the backfield too, Tyrann Matthews, and they send him on blitzes all the time, and then you know drop him in zones, and he kind of plays that hybrid linebacker safety type position. So you got to watch out for him as well, just not in coverage, but also in coming in on blitzes as well. So the O-line's going to be tested. We're going to see, you know, Brewers move to center. We're going to see how you're going to work out there. Peter Skoronski was, you know, said to be the best tackle in the draft, but we got him at offensive, we got him at guard. So we're going to see how that transition actually works. So not only are you transitioning from college to NFL, but you're transitioning from tackle into the guard position at NFL too. So we're going to see what that O-line can do, but I'm excited to see what our D-line can do against their O-line. But our O-line is definitely, we're going to see what what it's going to kind of look like, because last year it was horrendous at the O-line position, and seeing Tannehill and all our QBs getting sacked, and then Derrick Henry having to make something out of nothing as soon as the ball is literally being put in his pocket because defenders are already in his face. So hopefully we can't go anywhere but up with this offensive line this year.
And Mr. Jones make a damn good point. They face the best defensive line in practice every day. I mean, that right there can most definitely get them ready, because I mean, the Titans, regardless of what some have to say, some that don't even watch the damn Titans, I mean, the Titans got one of the best defensive fronts in the NFL, man, and I stand on that every single day of the week. But I mean, it's one thing going against, that front every day, because you start to pick up on their tendencies more. It's right here, the Saints defensive line. I mean, it's a totally different defensive line, man. I mean, these are guys that you don't see every day. I mean, unless you just study film. I mean, you're not gonna know what's coming at you or how it's gonna come at you. But I mean, what better defensive line to get you ready for a solid defensive line than your own defensive line? But
iron sharpens iron, right?
Right. But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and get to the keys of victory for the Titans, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and start this one off. Man, I said it was crazy at first, man. But I mean, the way to beat the Saints is actually going to beat their offensive line, because they kind of in the same position as the Titans. I mean, they got a couple of vets over there, but I mean, this offensive line, I mean, it's pretty questionable from what I done read about them. I mean, that's their biggest concern is the Saints offensive line. They feel like if their offensive line can hold up, they'll be able to do what they need to do to attack the Titans. But if they allow Jeffrey Simmons, Arden Key, Harold Landry, Denise to get off, it'll be a long day for them. But either way, the Titans do not need to back down from the Saints. I mean, yes, they got those pass catchers up out there, but you got to be willing to get up in there and get them dudes the business, because I mean, you need to let them know from the jump that it's going to be a long game. You don't want to go out there feeling intimidated, because when you go out there with doubts in your mind, you go out there thinking, and once you get to thinking, you're going to get beat. So we got to go in there and, take it to them, man. I mean, just like our offensive line, man. I mean, we got to go attack them. I mean, on those run plays, I mean, we got to, get off that line and, be ready to make some movement, man. Because, I mean, we got the Saints, they got some players, but, I mean, they can be had. That's the thing. You just can't back down from them, because when you back down from them, guess what? They gonna step on you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to kind of piggyback on yours, my key to victory is the trenches. We gotta win the trenches. We gotta get back to that. That's been our biggest thing as a football team. When we was doing good and winning and playing some of our best football, we won in those trenches. So the offensive line, you need to make sure you need to protect Tannehill. Give him time to throw. If Derrick Henry's out there running, you need to actually create lanes that he can run through and make plays, rather than trying to have to break tackles as soon as he's getting the ball handed to him. So offensive line, go out there, make sure that y'all's reading y'all schemes. You're doing your stunts. You make sure you're picking up your blocks. If you need to double team somebody, you're hitting your double team. Make sure you're being a part of the play, not just watching the play, but actually being a part of the play. And bro, I'm truly excited to see this defensive line. It was one of the best defensive lines in NFL football last year, and it was hurt and missing Harold Landry. Everybody's healthy. Harold Landry's back, so Jeffrey Simmons is feeling good. So it's going to be an amazing thing. And now we got Arden Key added as well. Tierra Tart, Rashad Weaver on the inside as well. Danico Autry. Like, bro, our defensive line is about to put the league on notice. Not to mention, we talked about how D-Hop had a chip on his shoulder. Jeffrey Simmons has a chip on his shoulder. He just got a contract extension, and they still can't get his damn picture right on things. So, bro, there's so many players on this team as the Titans that we have been disrespected, talking about the rebuild and trade Byard and trade Henry. D-Hop's not going to come here. Nashville's not where you go wear rings. And the Jeffrey Simmons shit. Like, so many players have so many chips, and the disrespect has been at an ultimate high this offseason. It's been insane. So my keys to victory, though, is win those trenches, take it back to hard, gritty, tough-nosed football, and let's take it to the Saints, and we'll be able to win this game. You're muted, bro.
Mute, my guy.
Oh, my fault. All right, so basically, with me is we're gonna play physical football game. Man, to me, I think it's gonna be a slugfest because the Saints are a physical team too. Our D line is gonna. I feel like we're gonna hit Derek Carr a lot. I'm just gonna now we finna hit him. I don't think the Saints are gonna run the ball on us very well. But I do think they're going to have some success in the pass game a little bit, just because they got good receivers, man, and they got Jimmy Graham. So it's going to be like I said, they're going to have some success in the passing game. But I don't think they're going to be kicking a lot of field goals. I do want to see what Derrick Henry does against the Saints because they have he might just talk low
because he was muted.
Okay. Like I said, the Saints, man, they've never faced Derrick Henry before. So every time we played the Saints, Derrick Henry didn't play. This is the first time actually playing the Saints. Titan Rossi in the building, man.
Yo, what's going on, Rossi?
Going on, Rossi? So yeah, man. So basically, I feel like I'm feeling a Titans W, man. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be a hard attack game, man. And I just feel like we're gonna come. We used to them type of games, and I feel like we're gonna come out with it, man. We're gonna show something against the Saints.
Yeah, bro, and the fact that Alvin Kamara ain't playing too, it kind of makes them a little bit one dynamic too. Like there's a lot of extra weight on Derek Carr because you got a run game, but not having Alvin Kamara is a huge miss for them on the offensive side for us that we can capitalize from a defensive side.
Man, Rossi, RJ lost a bet.
That's what he just said too.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna let him tell you about the bet. I think we already told you, but Mickey, go ahead and remind Rossi what the bet was, man, and why you getting that cost.
So Rossi, I bet that the Titans will be getting rid of Ryan Tannehill at the beginning of the offseason. And me and Firestone been going back and forth on the show earlier, like when we first started. And I was like, whoever, all right, then we just said, we're gonna bet on it, man. I said whoever if Ryan Tannehill's a starting quarterback week 1, then I'll be wearing a Mickey concert. If he's not, then it would have been Firestone that would have been rocking this Mickey costume. So obviously I'm here now, Mickey costume.
I got a sneak preview.
Come on, Rob. You can't do me like that, man. One of my years. Somebody brought up this comment about the Saints holding Derrick Henry to under 100. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. I thought about that before this show started, and it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, like I said, the Saints, it ain't so much of their interior. Their interior defensive line is pretty unknown, but on the outside, they got some guys who can disrupt some things. But they're gonna be loading up, ready to start Derrick Henry, ready to go at Derrick Henry. But that's why I say they cannot bag down, regardless, because when they get up in there and they get to committing to Derrick Henry, those offensive linemen, they got to be ready to get off the ball and go. Because guess what? Derrick Henry pop one of them big runs, guess what they going to start doing? They're going to start biting even harder. And that's why I say do not bag down no matter what. Go and attack that secondary. Do not be scared of this secondary. Yes, Marshawn Lattimore, he's a dude. But at the same time, and Tyrann Mathieu, he's a dude as well. But at the same time,
You can make plays on these dudes. You just can't bag down. I mean, we don't know what kind of condition Traylon Burks is going to be in. Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not expecting much out of Burks. I'm really not expecting much out of D-Hop. All I'm expecting them to do is make the plays that are presented to them. There will be opportunities for them to make plays. That's why I say, do not bag down from this team. If they go out there, play their football, do not turn the ball over, we should walk away from that game with a W.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and to your point, what better confidence boost to this, newly formed offensive line to go out there, have a good game, make holes for Henry, protect and don't let sacks happen against this good offensive line as the Saints on week 1. That's going to be a huge boost in morale for that offensive line. Like, okay, we can work together. We do know what's going on, and that's going to lead us because our games these next couple weeks are going to get tough too. So we kind of need this O-line to be understood that, hey, we can work together, what's going to happen. And then if they don't, we need to figure this out quick because this is kind of the good trial and error to go against the Saints because I do think it's a matchup that's going to be challenging, but it's a matchup that we can actually handle right now too. So go in there, let's win some battles, get a confidence for this O-line, for that young rookie on the O-line as well, and let's start pushing forward into the season and making a stance.
Yeah. Like I said, I agree with this. I think this game is a perfect confidence boost. We're going into the New Orleans Superdome, man. That's one of the probably the toughest place to play in the NFL. I think it's that. The Viking Stadium right here is really, really loud, and the Kansas City Chiefs, man. And I just feel like, man, we come here, we're gonna play physical football, try to wear them down with this run game. We get this play action game going, man, and we get up out of New Orleans, man, get back to Nashville. So
yeah. Right. Yeah, Rossi, man. He's coming off an ACL injury. So, I mean, there's most definitely some concerns there. Now, from, the Titan side of it, I mean, they haven't, expressed any concerns. I mean, of course, if it was some concerns going on, they probably wouldn't really, talk about it too much. But, I mean, just going by what they've been saying, I mean, the guy seems fine. It seems like, he's ready to go. I mean, it seems like he's going to be up out there, on a regular basis. May not be on any kind of snap count or anything. So, I mean, I'm just excited for him to be up out there. Him and even though Dylan Raiders isn't going to, be out there like that, I mean, I'm happy to see Dylan Raiders back in the mix as well, because if he can stay healthy, I honestly think he can be a decent player, because what little we seen of him last year, I mean, it was a breath of fresh air to me. I mean, putting him out there left tackle after Dennis Daly, I was like, oh, I can breathe a little bit. And, Raiders, for the couple of plays that he played, he did decent, but of course, everybody's gonna focus on him tearing his ACL. But for me, that's all I'm thinking about was that small little sample size, and I think if you can keep him healthy, he can really develop. And the sky's the limit for him, man. But yeah, I'm definitely glad to see those guys, progress.
Yeah, and I don't think Harold Landry's injury report thing was really a big thing. I think that was just them trying to play it safe. I mean, an abdominal injury, that could be so many different things. That could just be, my abs are sore. I just think it was something that they could list so he didn't have to participate. He can take a little bit of a break and it not be something so concerned that people would be like so worried about it. Because I mean, his injury last year did come in training camp when they were practicing without it being a contact. So it was a non-contact injury. So I'm not concerned, but I just think that they was being cautious and wanting to actually have him back for the season and didn't want to lose him or the possibility of losing him again before the season even starts. So why do we truly need him in practice?
Yo, we got Pastor Brandon Williams in the building, man. Shout out to you, brother. I mean, thank you for rocking out with us, man. I mean, he's another one been supporting him, man. And y'all go check out his Twitter, check out his Facebook page. Like I said, man, this Pastor Williams, man, he well known around in Nashville area, man, I mean, his ministry is definitely going up, man. I mean, he's doing a lot of dope things for the community, man. He's been doing it for a long time now, man. But man, shout out to him, man. Shout out to the ministry. RJ, you gonna go ahead and say something?
What we were talking about my bad. I forgot what we were talking about.
Harold Landry.
Harold. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think they kept him out because he's been dealing with that injury. I think he's gonna play this Sunday. You know, so I mean, they already announced what's dude? Forget the corner name. Trey Avery is out, so they would have not if he wasn't playing. They would have announced that Harold Landry's out. We'll see though. I mean, he still could be a game time decision, but I think he's going to play. I want to see this D line at full potential against Derek Carr and his offense. So we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pastor made a good point too, man. I mean, it's a lot of hungry players on his team with short contracts. I mean, the one that comes to mind is Tannehill, man. I mean, we don't know. This may be the last season we see Tannehill. I mean, it's a number of things that factor in.
Morocco, don't let me get you in a Mickey Mouse costume next year, bro.
I'm not that gonna dumb. I mean, not saying RJ dumb or anything, but hey, man, I know my limitations. I know my big ass ain't jumping in no Mickey Mouse costume. But
I barely got in this one, bro. It's gonna be a pain to get this darn thing off.
See? I'm not playing them type of games with you. But what I was going to say, though, is Ryan Tannehill, man. I mean, there's a number of things that factor into that. I mean, of course, his play, but also the development of Will Levis and Malik Willis. Because, I mean, okay, so let's say Tannehill goes out there and, he has a typical Ryan Tannehill type season. Let's say 33 to 3,500 yards. Give me 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And, we make it to the playoffs, but we get bounced, divisional round or whatever. I mean, and you got Malik and Will Levis looking like they've been making some progress. In that situation right there, they may say, you know what? These guys look like they trending towards being starters. Let's go ahead and see what we got with both of them, and we move on from Ryan Tannehill. I mean, in that situation right there, I could see that. But also, too, I mean, let's say Ryan Tannehill goes out there and he plays with a chip on his shoulders and he goes over 3,500 yards. I give him 38, forget it. 4,000 passing yards. 4,000 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And you got Will Levis and Malik still trying to figure things out. I mean, if Vrabel sees that right there, I mean, he's thinking, yeah, we can still go with me. Derrick Henry, I mean, he looks like he isn't falling. They gonna rock out. They gonna, give Tannehill the little change that he needs to stick around. And hey, man, I know some of y'all ain't gonna like it, but hey, in that situation right there, Ryan Tannehill will be here.
But I think it truly is, and this is probably maybe going to be a hot take or an extreme take for some people but I think Tannehill will retire a Titan. I think he is here and he is sticking around until either Malik or Levis is going to be ready to take over, like clearly ready to take over. And then he'll be gone. I truly believe that this is Tannehill's job to lose because Malik damn sure has improved, especially what we've seen from the preseason. He definitely ain't won the job yet. He's definitely beating out Tannehill. And we ain't even got to see anything from Will Levis to even think that he could possibly beat out Tannehill yet. So Tannehill is still going to be here until they figure out who's going to be the guy that's going to take over. And kind of to what I think Mr. Jones said here is that, D-Hop likes Tannehill. He wants Tannehill to be his QB. Mike Vrabel really likes Tannehill. He does what he wants him to do as a QB. He protects the ball and makes plays. That's all he really wants from him. We just ain't have weapons around him. So, bro, I really feel like this is Tannehill's job to lose until he goes out there and actually just puts on like an ass performance, or until one of these two young QBs actually truly beat him out for his job. Tannehill is going to be our QB, and when that time comes to pass off the torch, I don't see Tannehill going to another team. I see Tannehill being like, okay, that's the new guy. Then I'll retire here. Titans, thank you for everything you do. Titans will thank him for everything he's done and help come change the narrative for us and put us in a better position than he has. But I think Tannehill will be a retire a Titan, bro. I don't see him going to another team.
Hey, cuz, chill out before y'all end up with somebody like Jacoby Brissett or maybe even Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he a Colts fan.
Nah, that because, man. That because of Big Daddy, man. He a Giants fan.
Daniel Jones having overpaying self. Okay.
Yeah,
But they paid Daniel Jones all their money. He trash.
Pay Daniel Jones Joe Burrow money. Okay.
Y'all take it easy on because, though, man. Hey, he come in peace, man. Or Trey Lance and Will Levis. Cause they coming out there, you got tread lightly in here, cuz.
Trey Lance taking that next job. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, Trey's about to take Dax.
Bro. Yeah, that's a crazy situation up over there with the Cowboys, man. Did y'all see what Jerry Jones said the other week talking about, you know, he would have drafted Jalen Hurts and all this foolishness when they traded for Trey Lance. I mean, but I hate to say this like this, but the Cowboys ain't gonna be able to progress until Jerry's out the picture.
Bro, but I don't know if his son's going to be any better. I really don't. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be good for a long time coming, bro. I really don't. It's sad because like it's kind of like with the Chiefs too, cause not the same situation, but the Chiefs are about to go through their final turmoil and their rough patch because, and I've been saying this for a while, you didn't pay Patrick Mahomes, but you don't really have a bunch of other talent around him. You let Tyreek go, and that was going to be a big deal. But Kelsey's getting up in age, and Kelsey's going to want a contract. He's already won the rings. He's going to want to make his money. Chris Jones is going to be wanting his money. You don't have the money to pay both of them. One of them's going to have to go. And last night's game showed that you missed both of them clearly on that field. It was kind of nice to see that, you know, all the crap that they talked about the Titans last year, then they started making excuses for Patrick Mahomes last year. Well, the wide receivers are dropping passes. Yeah, it sucks, don't it? It sucks when the wide receivers don't catch the pass that your QB put on them, but then you want to blame the QB. But now y'all say Patrick Mahomes couldn't do anything. So, bro, it was just nice to see that no matter how good your QB is, if you don't have wide receiver talent or tight end talent, somebody can catch the ball, it don't matter how damn good they are, they're not going to go out there and help you win games. You're going to struggle.
They calling for you, RJ.
I know, man. You feel me? Hey, when you put the Mickey on, man, it brings attention to me, you know. But you know, the piggyback what you were saying though. I told people, but before the game, I said, man, if you ain't betting on Detroit, you gonna lose money tonight. Now, people thought I was crazy. I said, look, Patrick Mahomes is great, man, but he needs Travis Kelce. I mean, we're not going to sit here and lie to you. He can throw all them perfect passes all you want, but them receivers got to catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no receivers. He trusted Travis Kelce. Anytime he needed to play, throw it to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is huge for him. You know what I'm saying? He trusts him. So at the end of the day, you see yourself that you shouldn't be paying these quarterbacks all this money and not nobody else. Like he do everything himself. And the same thing's gonna happen to the Cincinnati Bengals because they just paid Joe Burrow even more money. And I look at it like this, man. Jamar Chase get hurt, they're done. I'm just letting you know. Jamar Chase get hurt, he's done. Burrow's a great quarterback, but he definitely needs Jamar Chase. You know, so
yeah, and Boyd and Higgins are gonna have to go now.
T. Higgins not gonna be there very long.
Yeah. Like I was telling y'all last night, man, T. Higgins is definitely up out of there. And I even got the notification earlier saying T. Higgins is unlikely to re-sign with the Bengals. But I also said, too, that, I mean, they might have to say goodbye to Jamar Chase because, I mean, hey, man, this guy need a contract himself. And, you know, once we get into negotiation and, you know, talks begin and they start talking about, well, we had to pay Joe, and we can, build up this, build up that. While they haven't proved that they can really build this thing up the way it needs to be built up. Jamar Chase might say, you know what? I mean, God, I'm just gonna fall back. I'm gonna play the contract through. We'll talk about this at a later date. And then next thing you know, he'd be up out of there. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all because we are talking about the Cincinnati Bengals here. And I done had to tell a couple of Bengal fans, like, y'all don't need to be surprised if the Bengals mess around and turn Joe Burrow into Carson Palmer because they cheap as hell.
Bro, I was just about to bring up that point. They've had talent before. Do you remember the Carson Palmer, Terrell Owens, Chad Ochocinco days? Still couldn't get a Super Bowl. Like, has that franchise even been to a Super Bowl? I know they ain't won one, but I don't even think they've been to one.
I saw that the year that they beat us. That was.
Yeah, they've been to the Super Bowl, but you see what happened in that Super Bowl too. Being cheap, don't want to give Joe Burrow protection. You got your boy Quentin Spain blew the fuck up. I mean, it's gonna be a whole lot. It's gonna be a whole lot of that now that Burrow got that contract. Because see, everybody just running around here thinking, oh, it's Joe Burrow. He's got Jamar Chase. He's got T. Higgins. He's the next elite quarterback. The motherfucker ain't won the damn thing, man. See, they doing that same shit they doing with Joe Burrow they did with Josh Allen. And it took them 3 years to figure out that, hey, Josh Allen been coming up short. Now, Joe Burrow, he went to a Super Bowl. I mean, he done that, but what's going to the Super Bowl if you don't win it? I mean, outside of the fan base, ain't nobody gonna give a damn about you going to a Super Bowl or whatever. I mean, what they're gonna be looking at is, did you win it? And with Joe Burrow in this contract, I mean, expectations are spiked up like hell. I mean, ain't he the highest paid quarterback in NFL history now? That's usually
what he paid player.
That's going.
Go ahead.
That's just going to change. It always changes. Remember, Jalen Hurts signed as the highest NFL player, and then like 3 weeks later, somebody else signed for it. And it just doesn't make no sense. But I do want y'all to remember and keep this energy that if we do re-sign Tannehill, remember all these other QBs are signing $40-50 million a year on contract. So when they sign Tannehill for like 2025, I don't want to hear no complaining because Daniel Jones is making $40 million a year. Derek Carr making $40 million a year. Like, no, like this QB market is ridiculous right now. And I don't understand how teams think that they're going to pay the QBs this much and win games and then treat the running back market how they're doing and then not paying wide receivers what they're truly worth.
And I'm just sitting back and I'm looking over at that team we got in our division. That's got to pay a quarterback here soon. Them little Duval kittens
that overpaid for a wide receiver.
Yeah, that thing. And I just look at it right now. Like, I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's a good quarterback, man. But he can't do it by himself, dog. I'm just letting you know that he need all of them. He need all them receivers, bro. And I'm gonna know, man, when y'all pay that boy, it's a wrap, bro. We can beat that boy. I'm letting you know that now. We can beat that boy.
None of them can. Cuz actually brought up a good point. Chris Jones, he getting paid with or without the Chiefs. And I was actually going to point that out earlier, man. I mean, y'all spoke on Travis Kelce, which is indeed facts. But over on the defensive side of the ball, Chris Jones, he's the man. I mean, he's the leader. He's the tone setter for them up over there. And his presence was definitely missed last night because when it was time for Detroit to get physical, they got physical with Kansas City's ass. They ran that ball down their throats and they ended the game. So, I mean, shoot, man. I mean, everybody running around here. God dang it. with their panties down, ready to give it up to these quarterbacks. I mean,
I'm just saying, man. I
you
don't
got
care what nobody say, bro. Like we figured out how to beat the Chiefs, bro. Like I don't care. You know, you feel me? We ain't did it in the playoffs yet, but in the regular season, we got them. All you gotta do is, man, you just gotta sack Mahomes, bro, and then just run the ball down their defense, bro. They don't have no good run. They've never had a good run defense, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So just run it down their throat, bro. And that's
No.
the same thing Detroit did.
Yeah, and you kind of tell like how much respect Kelsey and Mahomes has, because Mahomes spoke about it in the Netflix series QB, and Kelsey just said it in multiple interviews that when they play Titans, they know it's going to be a tough, hard battle that they're going to have to go in there and play, and then at the end of that game, you're going to need a couple ice baths because you're going to be sore. It's going to be a rough, tough game. So, man, them Kansas City Chiefs know that we know how to come play them and play them hard, and it's always going to be a battle no matter who we got playing on the field, just because Vrabel understands what Coach Andy Reid wants to do, and he's good at countering it.
Man, before we get up out of here, y'all, man, did y'all even have the volume up on the TV last night during the game?
Bruh. I know.
Did y'all? I'm asking. You know why I'm asking.
I'll be honest, I didn't get to catch the full game because I've been under the weather a little bit and sick here and there. So I caught glimpses of the game, but I didn't get to watch the full game because I passed out with some medicine. But no, I saw your remarks in the chat, so I'm gonna let you handle this one, bro.
Man, look, man. Collinsworth, man, he's so freaking ridiculous, man. I mean, that guy right there. And what's funny is, you know, I was out last night watching the game, me and the brothers, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings. You know, we sat outside on the patio, did a thing. And even though they had the volume up, I mean, I really wasn't, you know, paying attention until I got to paying attention. And when I got to paying attention, here goes Collinsworth. I mean, Mahomes, he completed a little, you know, 10-yard pass to a tight end. But, you know, out of nowhere, here goes Collinsworth. If you notice, Patrick Mahomes. I said, man, don't this shit tonight. Put the goddamn glizzy down, dog. And, you know, after that right there, I was like, man, this dude right here, they might well see him in the Pornhub the way he be sucking off the phone. So they can call the games on
They love this
Pornhub.
with Patrick Mahomes, dog.
Man, dude is so freaking ridiculous. I'm talking about just that all night long. Mahomes do anything. Oh, that's old Patty Mahomes. Oh, Patty Mahomes is that 14 great.
Hey, no, I got to get on you real quick, man.
Yeah.
Morocco, I gotta get on you real quick, man. You were coming for my team, man, this weekend, dog. What's going on? I gotta come check you on this live, man. You come for my team, man. Talking about some we ain't did nothing in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some this, that, and the other. And my balls, all they did was just come in and take over off of my favorite franchise stadium, man. That's all we did. And I told you to leave all Twitter alone, bro, because they don't know when to shut up. I know they don't. That man was up to 4 o'clock in the morning arguing with ball fans.
Hey man, everybody get caught in that Twitter world every boom, man. I'm most definitely guilty of it, man. But I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all the story behind that one right there. Because I mean, if you look at my timeline, I was most definitely on one that night right there, which I think was Monday night when all that popped off. I mean, I was on it. So I was scrolling through Twitter, doing my thing. I usually just, you know, repost people's stuff, might quote tweets and things or whatever, but I usually don't engage in, you know, the Twitter back and forth. But I ran across something, and they was talking about D-Hop, whatever, and they mentioned something about Ryan Tannehill, and I started seeing all these people, you know, with so much to say about Ryan Tannehill, but when I go to their profile and look at who their teams is, a Lions fans, Colts fans, Brooklyn Net fans, Washington Commander fans. I mean, just fans of some of the most inconsistent, wildest fan bases. I'm like, who the hell are y'all to speak on anybody's team? Especially the dadgum Colts. And this one dude, man, I mean, he just kept on. And I'm telling him, like, hey, man, look, like, you trying to talk about the Titans PR team. Your PR representative is out there on Twitter allegedly engaging in illegal activity, because we're not going to mess around and get sued around here. But allegedly, he's a party animal. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. So who are you to come at anybody about what's going on with their fan base? So I was clapping back at all of them, just quote tweeting or whatever, caught up in the Twitter mix. So we get to the Vols fans. I was scrolling down the timeline or whatever. I seen great, and you know, keep in mind, I mean, I've been knowing what's going on, but I'm just like, man, this is all fans. They, you know, celebrate anything. I ain't studying it or whatever. But I mean, just reading the comments, I mean, they got to me, man. They like I told RJ, they had me hot. They had me hot. I like, man, I can't sit up here and let you talk shit about the Titans. I said, yes, it's stupid, but I'm gonna get stupid right with them. So I mean, I said a whole bunch of stuff about the Vols. End of the day, I do not hate the Vols. I lost a bunch. I ain't gonna say a bunch of followers. Probably about 30 followers behind that. I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, I don't really care or whatever, because at the end of the day, I'm here for the Titans, and people need to learn how to separate their college fandom and their pro fandom. That's why I say all this stuff about, you know, the Titans fans and the Vols fans beefing or whatever. I mean, one's a college team and one is a pro team. Why can't we celebrate both like RJ and a bunch of other Titans and Vols fans? Why does it have to be some type of divide? I mean, everybody know the Vols been here since the 1900s. I mean, Tennessee is always going to be the volunteer state no matter what. Even if the Titans go on to win 20 Super Bowls in a row, it's going to always be the Vols state, because the Vols is a generational thing around here. And I just don't understand with Vols fans, why are they so threatened by what the Titans got going on? Like, they always speaking about, you know, what the Titans are doing or what they're not doing. Because let's keep it real. The Vols fans, they've been hot at the Titans ever since April, when the Titans went and drafted Will Levis over Hendon Hooker. And they trying to say that the organization, the Titans organization, got something against the Vols. No, the fuck they don't got anything against the Vols. Do they play the Vols every year? Do they play them 2 times a year? I mean, people.
Didn't we bring in Josh Dobbs last year? Ain't he a former Vols? Thank you.
It ain't about the college.
Drafted Justin Hunter in the 2nd round, and you see what Justin Hunter is right now. Even though, hey man,
I'm gonna be real though. Like the Titans have just been terrible when it comes. The Titans have been terrible. The Titans have been terrible when it comes to drafting Tennessee Volunteers. Just like the Atlanta Falcons, I mean, I talk to Georgia fans, and they telling me that the Atlanta Falcons don't draft their players either. So it's not just the Titans is doing this. This is happening all over, you know what I'm saying, all over the South. Like, I don't ever see New Orleans Saints drafting LSU players, you know, and I just look at it like this, man. But the darn Mickey suit, man, I can't wait till this darn thing out. But no, I said, my thing is, man, with the Titans involved, man, look, like Morocco said, the Volunteers got probably 2-3 times more fans than the Titans. I mean, I love the Titans more than anything, man. But I just know that this is outside of Nashville. Our fan base really just isn't a national brand on the level of the Volunteers, bro. It's just not. It's not going. I mean, unless we win like 3 Super Bowls, it's not going to get to a national brand. But you know what I'm saying. I will say this though, the Titans do have a very big fan base, but like I said, you trying to compare the a lake to an ocean. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I look at it like this, and the Vols Twitter, I tried to warn Morocco. I literally, when I seen the first tweet, I said, yeah, he finna get killed. I was just like, man, he finna be up all night arguing with these boys. Like, I'm gonna say,
I knew what I was getting into, though. I mean, they really didn't kill me.
They love the team, bro.
I lost the 30 followers or whatever, but I mean, I'm not stressing out about that right there. But I seen a lot of holes in what they were saying too, because that one guy, and actually, it was the guy who started all this shit to begin with. The guy that throw it up there that the Titans fans are in shambles or whatever because of the attendance record that was said in the stadium or whatever. He put Titans in shambles or whatever. I mean, I got that dude, and dude haul out some along the lines, the Vols did better than the Titans in the last 10 years. How many seasons have the Titans had under 5 wins or whatever the fuck he said or whatever? I pretty much killed him on this shit because RJ, you already know what the Vols been doing for the last 10 years. I mean, I'm not gonna repeat it. I mean, true. The Titans in the last 10 years, I mean, 5 wins in 2 seasons. After that, right there, I mean, 9 wins, 10. 11, 12, whatever the fuck we done or whatever AFC championship game in the last 10 years, we done been more successful than the Vols, but I'm not the one to sit up here and brag about some losing, because if you want me to tell the God honest truth, outside of that one national championship from back in 1998, the Titans and the Vols look straight up the same. I mean, somebody put it up there, the little Spider-Man image. Spider-Man pointing to Spider-Man. That's literally the Vols and the Titans. That's why I say all this shit is stupid. Vols fans, y'all don't need to feel intimidated or threatened by anything the Titans going on. Quit taking this shit personal, because at the end of the day, them people, they're trying to build the best possible professional football team possible. They're not here to please you. They're not here to please me. They're not here to please Firestone, RJ, or anybody in the comments. They're there to do a job, and that's win football games. And if bringing in somebody you don't like is going to help them win football games, guess what? They're going to say fuck you each and every day of the week.
Yeah, bro, because if they cared what I liked, we would have still have A.J. Brown as a wide receiver right now. So they clearly don't give a damn what I want.
Thank you. And Mr. Jones, he wanted to stand up Vols fans up out there, man. I mean, yeah, I said what I said, but I don't hate the Vols. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I'm a Titan fan. I don't have no college team, and I get sensitive about the Titans. Like, you know what I'm saying. Everybody know me. God dang, I get up here and call out the special section or the foolish section, whatever you want to call them, of our fan base. When they get to doing the saying dumb shit, I will sit up there and call them out too. So, Vols fans, just know, I don't hate your team. I want to see you do good. I want to see you do good just like I want to see my Mississippi teams do good, because God, honest truth, and cuz, I mean, I know you're a Mississippi State fan or whatever. I rock with Mississippi State, but I also rock with Ole Miss too. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying, get into all that, you know, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, man. I rock with the state. I want to see anywhere that I live or lived, I want to see that place doing good, and that's Mississippi and Tennessee. But yeah, man, that's my little rant for the night, man. We done held y'all up here long enough, man.
RJ ready to get out that Mickey costume, but we can hold him here for another 2 hours, bro.
I got more to say. Let's go.
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
hop
keep RJ Hill, man.
I gotta figure out how to take this off. So you know,
If you ain't took your screenshots already, go ahead and take your screenshots, RJ. If you get out of line with y'all can use it. But nah, seriously, man. Thank you. Seriously though, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us tonight, man.
There's about to be so many pointless reels just to put RJ in a Mickey Mouse costume on reels for so many reasons.
Oh God. Oh God. Before we round up out of here, y'all, man. Firestone, you got any predictions for Sunday?
Man, I'm looking for it to be a hard fought game. I'm expecting the Titans to win. I don't know if we're doing scores or not, but I'm looking to be 24-10 Tennessee with the win.
RJ, talk to him, fella.
gonna be a tough one, man. We're gonna pull it out with a last second field goal, man. I got 2017 Titans.
Man, it's gonna be a hard fought battle, man. But like I said, man, as long as the Titans go in there and don't back down from the Saints, play they motherfucking game, they gonna walk out there, motherfucker, with a W, man. Everybody stay blessed. Hey, tighten up. Let's go.